Enumeration for education in the field. Do you believe that there's a symbiotic relationship there?
It's another important aspect of the quality of care that children receive. For one thing, when people who are working with young children are well paid, they're more likely to stay there longer. That translates to consistency and continuity for the children in their care. They're more likely to be refreshed if they're not going to an evening job to kind of bolster that income. And it just demonstrates to people that we as a society value the job that they're doing.
He went deeper and deeper into the forest.
In our final segment, we'll explore the direction that is optional.
What we're really talking about is the release of human potential.
Excellent.
The release of potential in children. And they start out looking kind of similar to this, and gradually they begin to change, or what is possible in them happens and is released. But what we've learned in the new research is that the child is a multi-dimensional child, and that no one can say for sure except for things like vision, when a window is completely shut. So most of us as educators can only see the outside of the child, and we're making guesses and forming theories on what we see. But inside the child, there are changes happening at the same time.
I think that given that there is such a problem globally with children and obesity, I would like for people to understand that their children are able to cook for themselves, and they're able to prepare wholesome meals, and they're able to make healthy food choices. Are the pizzas done yet?
Yes.
Are they? Let's see. We teach children at an early age about organic food. We teach them about wholesome food, and we teach them that they have the ability to create very good food with their own hands, and see that other children are doing this. Then I feel that it encourages them to at least try it in the kitchen. As a family, you can grate the cheese together, and you can make the tomato sauce, which we showed was very simple to do. But I was encouraging the children to be self-sufficient and be forward-thinking, and to be able to, if they're wanting to have a snack, to grab for something healthy as opposed to something packaged and high calorie and high fat.
If you look back at where you're at and how you've taught your children, you raised them to be respectful of other people. You've raised them to understand and have tolerance and patience and care and kindness for other people. When a child and a family say they have come to Canada and they're not as knowledgeable about their own culture, and maybe some people don't want to pass that on to their children, and that's where that respect for them and their decisions and how they want to raise their child, so you accept and just let that go.
I would like to see that the learning just doesn't start when they enter the school system. All the learning that these children do, it can be so varied and so extensive, and that's what our program does. we're constantly seeing what works, what doesn't, and some of the ideas are new or not typically used with kids that young. And it's I would really like to see it expanded throughout Canada or throughout, well, Whitehorse or Canada. I'd like to see it where all young kids get the exposure to the components that we talked about. There's the seasons, but to the multicultural aspect of it, to doing incredible art and just being exposed to different art, and baking, the science that we also do, and just having it expanded for more kids to enjoy. Because right now we're limited to the 8 kids that are in the program at a time. And there's been a lot that have gone through and have benefited from it, but I'd like to see it expanded to all children.
We're looking at a foundation of co-responsibility, potentially co-governance, and the exercise of co-jurisdiction over the delivery of our entire public education system. This includes early childhood development programming. Now, we are examining what those options are with our First Nation leaders as well as our territorial leaders, and I am anticipating that we will come to a position where that would be fully rolled out, and that we will see from here on in this territory a partnership in the delivery of educational programming that would be totally unique, because there'll be no other place in Canada or in North America, as far as I'm aware of, or for that matter anywhere else that I'm aware of, where an Indigenous population on its own merit and in its own system of governance is in full partnership with a contemporary Western order of government, such as the territorial government, on an equitable footing in terms of determining the goals, the targets, the appropriations of resources, both financial and human and otherwise, towards the end objective of improving lifelong learning. And so it's a very exciting time. I think we are, in terms of process, far advanced more than most. In terms of actual content, where we are on the ground today, I think we still need to get some improvement, but to get there is the process that we're engaged in right now.
In summary, like children, we all learn by experience. We learn by getting up and falling down and getting up again. Our successes are measured by courage and problem solving, not by our mistakes. Multicultural programming is a call to social change, and with any social change there will be resistance. As advocates for social change, we are role modeling not just for the children, but for the parents, the importance of all confronting oppressive ideas and not accepting unfair practices. If we are strong enough to take a stand in our worlds that intolerance and discrimination is unacceptable, then perhaps our initiative will herald in a new and peaceful day for all of our children worldwide. Thank you for joining us, and have a great day.
Enjoy doing little projects like this and telling stories and everything like that. Thanks again, Linda.
Right past the circus van. Stop, says the
Skies unmistakably boy blue. Well, Mom and Dad are tired and doing alright. The rest of us shining in the mud and the sun.
My brain is widely recognized as the best at Yukon College. When any instructor wants to borrow a brain, they choose mine. Isn't that great?
Wow.